What is it that makes a human so radically different from any other creature on Earth? What is it that has caused us as a species to evolve into such a global powerhouse? What is it that allows us to make, and to create, and to imagine? I will propose to you that it is speech. The ability to communicate effectively and with each other is what has allowed humanity to collaborate, to share, and to grow culturally. But the most important part of speech has got to be debate. Through the power of words, people can convince an audience or inspire a revolution. Eloquence is the key with which we can unlock the soul and be moved emotionally. And it is with this great power in mind that I come to awaken you to the horrendous breakdown of debate and rhetoric in American society. Once a great art practiced by ancient philosophers, modern discourse has been bastardized into crude insults and ineffective arguments that can neither persuade nor inspire, but instead work to make the public more biased and more partisan. We follow these news pundits who host people they disagree with for the sake of arguing. Nobody has been inspired, nobody has been convinced, and in the end, we've all been left with a half hour lost and a little bit more anger for that person who dared to disagree with me. But what do we care? Why should the modern teenager care about prose or persuasive argument? Because this is a pivotal year in American politics, where many are coming of age to vote in the presidential election, and those who aren't will be getting a preview of their role in this country for the years to come. It is our obligation, our duty, to be well-informed citizens who will research who we think is the best candidate based on their opinions and their participation in debate. But we cannot fulfill this obligation when debate is still centered on personal attacks rather than discussion on policy. Just on the news this morning, in anticipation for today's Republican primaries, I heard a voter who still questioned President Obama's candidacy for the office of president on account of his father's Kenyan birth. This voter said that according to the Constitution, this would disqualify Obama from presidential contests, ignoring the fact that our founding document explicitly states, no person except a natural-born citizen shall be eligible for the office of president. It has been well established that President Obama was born in Hawaii as a U.S. citizen, revealing this voter's ignorance of the law. How can we fulfill our civic obligation when we continue to perpetuate such falsehoods? I cannot stand for this any longer. And you should not stand for this any longer. And we as humanity will not stand for this any longer because we all know deep down that we have been given a gift. The gift of speech, the gift of tongues, that allows us to execute that speech with a precision and an edge that shapes nations and educates our fellow man. I hope to do that which I describe and push you to leave with a greater appreciation for the power that you hold inside of yourself. As we push into the second decade of the 21st century Anno Domini, it has become our duty to fix the new so-called social media. Yet, it can't really be called social, though, when it causes us to push away from each other more than come together. On the internet, we don't have to worry about what we say because nobody knows who we are. It makes it that much easier just to copy and paste a list of your beliefs rather than actually experience someone else's point of view. We should not cower behind a computer throwing grenades and hoping to hit a target, but rather exchange piercing arrows of logic that will go straight to the locked-up heart and penetrate the soul. Make every word your weapon, not to destroy an enemy, but to show him how powerful you are without resorting to the cowardly tactics of a modern age. And as to our own deeply held beliefs, let us share, not impose. Let us compromise, not fight. Let us affirm, not denounce. And finally, let us return again to the time when speaking, like a song, a painting, or a play, was truly a work of art.